First of all, I would like to give introduction of our new channel called JS Ninja Developers. So basically our channel we'll be coming up with videos regarding front-end language and programming. So React JS, JavaScript, Angular, Redux and etc. many more. So firstly we have come up with the basic concepts of ES6. Why ES6? What is the purpose of learning ES6? And much more. So in our first video, we'll go through ES6 basics, and on our upcoming videos, we'll try to go in depth knowledge of ES6. So let's start. So friends, what is ES6? ES6 or ECMAScript 6 is nothing but it's not a scripting language like JavaScript, but instead it's a standard for JavaScript. So we can call it as ES6 is the new version or the new standard of JavaScript. So basically, JavaScript is a front-end language as we all know, but ECMAScript is the version of JavaScript. So latest version of ECMAScript is ECMAScript 9, ES9. But basically for our projects like in React or in Angular, mostly we will use ES6 concepts. So I will focus more on ES6. Almost all modern browsers support ES6, but for the old browsers there are many transpilers like Babel, those which we can include at our top of our code to transpile ES6 to ES5 JavaScript with old standard. So basically with this slide we came to know that what basically ES6 is, and if some browsers, old browsers are not supporting ES6, then we can transpile the code from ES6 to ES5, that is the one lowest version of the ECMAScript, ECMAScript 5, which is supported by all browsers. So we can transpile from ES6 to ES5, and after that it is understood by the all browsers. So main features of ES6. The main feature of ES6, and all these features, yeah, make a note here, all these features are used in our React coding, which we will go in consecutive classes. So ES6 features: block scope constructs, let and const, default parameters, multi-line string or template literals, destructuring assignment, arrow functions, classes, modules, template literals, enhanced object literals, promises. There are many ES6 features, but we will focus on these 10 features basically. These are the features which we will use everywhere. Now proceeding. So what is a block scope? And what is the advantage of using let and const? We have a var keyword, that is variable, but still in ECMAScript instead of var we are using let and const. So what is the advantage? So block scope, let and const. So block scope determines the visibility or accessibility of a variable within a block. So generally wherever you see curly brackets, it's called a block. So here in this example, function test from line number 1 to line number 11, which is called one block, block 1. From line number 4 to line number 6, block 2. From 8 to 9, 8 to 10, block 3. So wherever we see curly brackets, basically that is called a block. Now we came to know what is block. And block scope let and const means let will have block scope and const will also have block scope. So in the upcoming slides we'll see the examples. See, for example, block scope let and const accessibility we will see. So inside function test we are having block 1 variable. So block 1 variable has the scope from line number 3 to line number 16. Inside line number 3 to line number 16, we can access block 1 variable anywhere. But from line number 7 to line number 9, inside this block, block 2 variable is defined. So this block 2 variable will be used only within this particular block, because it's from 7 to 10. Now similarly, block 12, line number 12 to line number 15 is another block, block 3. So in block 3 we are defining one block 3 variable. So block 3 variable will be accessible only inside block 3 scope, not outside anywhere, not inside the block 2 scope, neither inside the block 1 scope, only inside the block 3 scope. So that's why it's called block scope let and const. Now we will get to know more. So why we are going for block scope? What is the advantage of block scoped over global scope? Global scope means variable where where keyword has global scope. So why we are going for block scope instead of global scope? We will get to know. So basically here function foo is there with the flag as a parameter. We are declaring a equal to 10 inside the function. Now we are checking a condition. If flag is true, then we are redeclaring. We are redeclaring the value of a as 20, and after the block is over, we are returning a. So now let's see what will be the result of a. So console.log foo for foo equal to false. That means it won't come inside the if statement. That means its value will be 10. Now for foo equals to true, it will come inside the if statement. If flag is true, then variable a equal to 20. So it gives us a value of 20. That means here we can see we are seeing that in global scope, we can access a can be accessed from anywhere inside the script. So basically here you can say it causes security issues. Like a is accessed inside the block, outside the block, and it will be accessed till end of the script because it has the global scope. So a will store a memory and it will be available till end of the script, so which causes performance related issues, memory leakage, and security issues. So these are the disadvantages which we face in block global scope. So how to overcome these disadvantages in block scope? Let's see. So block scope, here we are seeing function is foo, flag, and if flag is true, we are assigning a equal to 10. So using the let keyword, now we are returning a outside that block. So it is throwing an error that a is not defined because let has a block scope. That means it will be valid from 4 to 6 only, line 4 to line 6. So a will be accessible inside that particular block only. Outside that particular block, a will throw error saying a is not defined. But similarly, if we are declaring a using a where keyword, then this a will be accessible outside as well. Now we will see the difference between const and let. So now we know few points about let. Let's see what const is. Here we have scope. So both let and const has block scope. Block scope means the let and const variable will be accessed only within a block. Now redeclare. Redeclare means, can we redeclare a const variable? No, we cannot redeclare. If we try to redeclare, it will throw us an error. Similarly, we can't redeclare a let variable. What about reassign? Const value can't be reassigned and can't be redeclared. Just keep it in your mind. Const value can't be reassigned, can't be redeclared. Let value can be reassigned to a value, but it can't be redeclared. Don't worry, it seems confusing, but we'll come up with the next slide to solve your confusion. Yeah. So, function const example. In function const example, we are seeing that we are having a const value equal to 10. In the first statement, we are trying to reassign the value equal to 11. Because this is a const, so error is coming that assignment to a constant variable is not possible. Type error will come. In the sixth line, we are trying to redeclare the const value, which we already declared in line 4. We are trying to redeclare it. This also throws us an error saying value has already been declared. So a const variable cannot be reassigned, cannot be redeclared. Now we'll go for the let example. So in let example, let value equal to 10. Now we are trying, in line number 11, we are trying to reassign the value of from 10 to 11. It doesn't throw any error and it allows us to reassign the value. But if we are trying to redeclare it, it will throw us an error saying value has already been declared. So that means we have to keep in mind that const has a block scope, it can't be redeclared, it can't be reassigned. Whereas let has a block scope which cannot be redeclared but can be reassigned. So let's see our next example. Yeah, so now let's see few examples regarding let and const. So here we are declaring a variable I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. So we are trying to console value the log of, we are trying to console the value of I. And outside the scope, outside the for loop, we are trying to again console log the value of I. So let's see what happens now, what we get. So here we are getting 0, 1 and 2. This is the value for the first console and 3 is the value for the next console, second console. So we can see using a var, we can see using a var which is having a global scope, we can access the value of I outside the block also. So that's why it is printing the value as 3 because last value of I inside the block was 2. So after it got iterated, it got the value as 3 and now outside the block we are accessing it and we are consoling log as 3. Next we'll see example using let. For let I equals to, yeah, for let I equals to 0, I less than 3, same example we are going to see with let. So what we are going to do, we are going to console the value of I inside the block scope. Remember guys, this is a block scope because we are using let and outside we are trying to console the value of I. So as you all know, as it is a block scope, so the value of I inside I we will get, but outside I it will throw us an error saying I is not defined because outside the block I will not get any value. It's not defined. So we will have the values as 0, 1, 2 for the inside console and error for the uncaught error for outside console. Because it's a block scope, so outside value won't be printed. Next example we'll see for test function test. So what we will have here is we will declare a variable 1. Now we are declaring it using a const. So as you all know that const has a block scope, const can't be reassigned, const can't be redefined. So what we are trying here is, if true, that means if the value is true, then the variable will have the value as variable 2 will have the value as 2. Yeah, let's keep it as variable 1 and variable 2. Now we are consoling the log, we'll console log the value of variable 1 as well as variable 2. Let's see what value we get. Just try to guess the answer in your mind so that you'll get to know whether you are understanding the concept or not. So now next what we are going to do, we are take a variable 3 and then we'll try to console log the value of variable 1, variable 2 and variable 3. So now I'm pausing the video. Now you guys try to answer in your mind what will be the consecutive values. So if variable 1 is having a 1, but it is out it what but are we able to access the variable 1 inside console.log? Let's see. Let's see the answer. Let's keep your answer in your mind. We'll see what is the output. Yeah. So this is the value of variable 1 and variable 2. Again, variable 1, variable 3, and variable 2 can't be accessed inside the third block. That's why it's throwing an error. Now let's see another example. Value 1 will be 1 and we are trying to reassign the value as 2. So we are getting it because we know that let has a concept that we can reassign the value but we cannot redeclare it. Now we are trying same thing with the const. Const value is equal to 1. Now we will try to reassign the value. Value 2 equal to something, but it will throw us an error because const can't be redeclared, can't be reassigned. So that's why this error. Going forward, we'll see another example of redeclaring. So here let value 1 equal to some value, suppose 1. Then we are trying to see value 1 will be 2. Okay, this is possible, but again we cannot redeclare. So this is not possible. That means what we will get is syntax error. That means we can reassign the value 1 equal to 2, but we cannot redeclare the value as 3, which we already know. Now we will see same for the const. Const value 1 or value 2, we can't use value 2 because we already used value 2. So value 3 equal to 1. So we are trying to redeclare the value, but it is throwing us an error because it's not possible with const. It will show us an error as value 3 is already been declared. So I hope this concept is clear for now. So that's all for this video. That's all for the video, and for the next upcoming videos we will be concentrating on the. So in today's video we went through the block scoped constructs, that is let and const. So in our upcoming videos we will be concentrating on default parameters. We will come up with a short video with examples and a better understanding of the concept. So thank you guys, hope to see you soon, and I hope you like my video. If you like it, please do like, share and subscribe my channel for more these kind of updates. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I'm posting my new video, you all will be notified. Thank you guys.